guys, and welcome back. My name is Monique, and this is Art with Mo. Today we will be coloring in two portraits from sketches that I previously done with the blue mechanical pencil. I am going to start out by using a kneaded eraser to erase some of the pencil lines that I created, but I'm going to leave just enough pencil lines so that I can see what's underneath and I can actually create this portrait well enough. Alright, and then once I feel like I have lightened the pencil marks, I am going to grab my first marker, and I'm using this marker as a base layer for the entire portrait. I'm going in by marking out all of my midtones, and I'm doing this because I'm trying to gradually add color, and it's been a little bit since I've actually done a marker portrait, so I felt like this was the best approach at the time. And I wish I had showed you guys what color this was, but I just tried to match it the best I could from the reference that I was using from Pinterest. And these markers that I'm using actually are Bianyo alcohol markers. They are the classic line. So it has a bullet nib on one end and a chisel nib on the other. Alright, so now that I have my midtones down, I am going in with my lightest color for this portrait, and I'm just going in and adding in the color where I didn't add color from my midtone layer. And it does look pretty blocky right now, but I am going to use my lightest color here, and I'm going to go back and forth on the color to blend it out. Now I have my darkest color here, and I am blocking in my shadows. So right up underneath her neck, it's like one of the darkest shadows in the photo reference. So I'm just putting that in right now so that I can give her face a little bit more form and dimension, because that's what I like, and I'm trying to make sure that really comes through with all of these portraits, really. And then after I'm done blocking that in, I am going to add some color to her headscarf. In the reference, it's orange, so I used orange, of course. And I am trying to learn that you don't always have to go by what the reference looks like, because I really want to learn how to make a reference my own and add my own little spin on it, because I want to be able to be like, hey, this is my art, I created this, yes, this is the reference, but here is how I made it different, how I made it my own, so that my artwork is a little bit more unique. And it's not like it's not unique right now, but I would just like it to be my own and not me copying a reference verbatim. So anyways, now that that's over, I have almost finished the scarf, and I'm using colored pencils to add a little bit more shading to her neck and to her face, and then I'm going to use this white pencil to, of course, add some highlights to her face. And then after this white pencil, I will be using a white gel pen, as well just to give her face that extra pop that it needs. This swatch sheet is from my old sketchbook, and that is how I am picking all my colors for these portraits. So let's get started with the next one. These are the colors that I will be using for her skin tone. And then she has darker hair, so that's what I'm using for her hair and for her earrings. So I'm going to start this one off by using that kneaded eraser once again and getting some of the pencil to lighten up a bit. And with this portrait, I did actually start it completely different from the first one that I did. With this one, I just decided to color her whole face in with the base color. I don't really have a rhyme or reason for that. I just tried something different, and I actually enjoyed the way this one turned out more than the first one. And I think it's because of how I started the portrait off. So instead of going by the shapes that I see with the lightest tone and then, or with the mid tone and then going to the lightest tone to blend it all together, I just decided to color in the whole face with the lightest tone. Of course, I skipped doing her lips and her eyes because those are going to be different colors. And then I am using the exact same tone that I used for her first layer for the second layer. So here I am just adding in those shadows that I see with my lightest color, and I am going to build up my layers that way. Because with the first one, I feel like I really had to work at blending the colors together. It worked out well. I just wanted to try something different than what I did before. And by doing this, I feel like it was easier to blend the colors together. So here I am grabbing my next shade up, my next darkest shade, and I am going back and forth. So I added in that darker shade, and now I'm blending it with my lighter shade while the marker is still wet. And I've seen this many times on different YouTube videos. Maybe I forgot whenever I did the first one, but it really does work to actually blend the colors together when the marker is already wet, because when you do it when it's dry, it really works at the paper, and then you end up over blending that color. And because it's hard to see when the color is already dry, it's hard to see how much you're blending until you're done, and then by the time you're done, it's kind of too late. So with this one, I just did the color, the darkest color, and then I am blending with my lightest color right after, so that there isn't like a really harsh line of demarcation, I believe you would say. Anyways, a really harsh line with the marker. So like here, I added in that peachy tone because she had on blush. And then I just blended it out with the lighter shade of the skin tone that I used the very, very first time. Alright, this portrait is almost finished up. I'm going to add in those finishing touches to the skin with the colored pencil, and these pencils are by Arteza. I didn't say that before, but that's what they're from. I did do an unboxing video of these colored pencils, and I will link it in the iCard above. And what I'm using these colored pencils for is to blend out some of the marker that I did before, and then I'm also using them to add those small little details that I couldn't get with the marker. So that's like the crevice around the nose, or the crease around the nose, and then also her eyebrows. I'm using that for that, and then to add more shading. And I'm going to do the lips right now, and I just use a red color, and I'm filling in the top lip, and then I will use a lighter shade of red for the bottom lip, and then I'm gonna add in a dark line right in between the two lips, and I'm gonna add some shading. And then you see me using this white gel pen to add in those final highlights, because she is just about done. And here you see me dabbing it. That's just to kind of blend out the highlight a little bit better, so it's still bright, but it's not, like in your face. And then I am actually bringing out my Micron fine liners to add in some more details to her eyebrows and then her eyelashes. And I realized that I didn't add it to the previous portrait. I just kind of left it as it was. So I'm going to use this fine liner to add a little bit more detail to the other portrait as well. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. There will be a part 2, so make sure you keep a lookout for that. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.